Hi guys, it's me, Randolph Boodhoo, and we're going to do some learning today. Are you ready? So listen to me. Put down the phone, put down the tablet. Let's focus here and make this time as meaningful as possible. So I want you to look at the screen. There's something coming up on the screen. What can you tell me about it? What are you seeing? If you had to use words to tell me about that picture you are seeing, tell me some of the words you might use. We could say it's cloudy. We could say it's spectacular. Now what about what's coming up on screen now? Yes, I know you like that vehicle. I like it too. But tell me, what words would you use to tell me about what you're seeing on the screen now? And all right, girls, don't feel left out. We could use the word classic, sleek, exquisite. Now the image is totally different. We have three different things going on in that image. A car, a princess, and a sky in the background. Shoot me some sentences really quickly about this set of images. What about that princess we just added in? We could say she's gorgeous, she's elegant, maybe even attractive. Now tell me, in grammar, how would you classify all these words? Make a guess, and maybe if you guess right, you'll know what we're going to be learning about today. We're going to be learning about a part of speech. Is it nouns? No, we learned about that already. Is it verbs? Not even. What are we going to learn about today then? That's correct. We're going to be learning about adjectives. And tell me, what do you remember about adjectives? What is an adjective? We had some examples. Can you give me some more examples? So tell me, read that on the screen for me. Yes. Adjectives are words that describe nouns or pronouns. We have an example there even. The frisky puppy played with his new toy for hours. The words frisky and new are describing nouns or pronouns in those sentences. So are you all excited? Good. So today's lesson, as I said, we're dealing with parts of speech. What should you know going into this lesson? The simple meaning for adjectives, as well as how adjectives are used in simple sentences. And what we're going to learn? The different types of adjectives and how to identify them and use them in sentences. Tom is an intelligent boy. Boy is underlined. What do you know about boy? Is it a descriptive word? Can we call it an adjective? No. But what about the word intelligent? You just said it, boy was a noun. What is intelligent doing for the word boy? Intelligent is describing the noun boy. So therefore, intelligent is an adjective. Good. Get these for me quickly, please. That's the gigantic orange house. Tell me, what's the noun? Yes. And what's the adjective describing that noun? Gigantic and orange. Very good. These girls are beautiful. Shout it to me. Girls. What is describing girls? Beautiful. Good. Her voice is enchanting. We have the noun voice and the adjective enchanting. They are tiny. Tell me, they, is that a noun? No, it's a pronoun. Very good. And the adjective describing that pronoun is tiny. These words that are circled are used to qualify or add meaning to the underlying nouns and pronouns. Now, these are some baby sentences. I know you all can do a lot bigger and better sentences for me. So I'm just challenging you here now. Start to write some sentences and let's see what good adjectives we can use by the end of this lesson. The circle words are describing words and they are called adjectives. Adjectives, as we said before, are words that add meaning to a noun or a pronoun. Let's look at another example. The cautious driver did not cause the serious accident. Read it. Look for the nouns or the pronouns first, and then look for what words are qualifying them or describing them. We have driver, but is it just a driver? No, it's a cautious driver. That word allows us to know what type of driver it is. And what about the accident? Was it just any accident? Was a bumper just scratched? No. The adjective tells us it's a serious accident. He is small but strong. We have a pronoun there. And the pronoun he is described as small and strong. So even as we try to use our visualization, we know that this male person is not just a male, but they're small and they are strong. Seeing the importance of adjectives? Good. Adjectives can also be placed after a verb. For instance, the car was blue. You seeing it? Good. A linking verb is something that helps us connect the adjectives. So let's look at some examples of some. We have became, appear, feel, look, prove, seem, smell, taste. And the most common are am, is, are, were, being, been, shall be, and will be. Those are some things we can look out for when that adjective comes after the verb. So let's see if we can remember. When it comes after the verb, we have to look for a subject. So here we have to underline the adjectives in each sentence below. Circle the subject of the sentence and underline the adjective. You all think we can do that? Let's look. They seem happy. What's the subject? They. And what's the adjective? Happy. The girl is beautiful. The girl is the subject. Beautiful is the adjective. The dog looks young. The dog is the subject. Young is the adjective. The family was scared. The family is the subject. Scared was the adjective. Number 5. Read it for me, please. That's correct. Number 6. The sky appeared foggy. The sky is the subject, foggy is the adjective. His mom seemed sad. His mom is the subject, sad is the adjective. The house looked old. The house is the subject, old is the adjective. I felt embarrassed. I is the subject, embarrassed is the adjective. My brother and sister were lonely. My brother and sister is the subject, and lonely is the adjective. Let's look at types of adjectives. Do you all remember any of those that you would have learned so far? Tell me. That's correct. Can you tell me one more? Okay, give me a third one now. Excellent. So we have many different types of adjectives. Descriptive adjectives. Adjectives of quantity or quantitative adjectives. What does that deal with? Yes, it deals with a number. Interrogative adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, possessive adjectives, and distributive adjectives, along with proper adjectives. Now there are others, but these are some of the main ones we're going to focus on today. So let's see. Descriptive adjectives. Just as the name says, descriptive adjectives do what? Yes, they describe. And we have a lot of examples here. Things like condition, hot, cold, rainy, sunny. And they describe the condition of something. We can describe shape. Round, rectangular, square, oval. What other shapes can you think about? Words to describe the shape of something. That's good. What about the size? I have some simple words. Small, big, thin, long. What words can you think about that describe size? You said gigantic. That's a good word. What else do you have? Humongous. I like it. Okay. The value of somebody. They can be beautiful, smart, shy, rich. You tell me some more. Good. Color. Red, blue, yellow, black. Can you think about a color I may not think about? That's a descriptive word. Very good. A descriptive adjective tells the shape, size, color, condition, texture, etc. of a noun or a pronoun. So we have some examples, simple examples. She wore a fabulous dress. Extend that sentence for me and put in another adjective. What could you do? Yes, you could say where she went. You could say who she went with and even how that person looked. I love it. The cloth is coarse. Coarse is the adjective. The man was happy at home. The adjective is happy. What synonym could you use for the word happy there? And that sentence would still be an adjective. Very good. A descriptive adjective gives color, shape, size, and feeling to a noun or pronoun. They work with the nouns to give us clear and interesting pictures of people, places, and even things. So let's go. We have adjectives of quantity or quantitative adjectives. Say that for me. It's a bit of a mouthful. Quantitative adjectives. Good. And what are they? Read it for me. They deal with the amount or quantity of something. Very good. So we have numbers. And then there are things that we may not be able to count. So we say many when we're unsure of the amount. If we're sure of the amount, we can use actual number 5, 100, 10,000. But if we don't know the accurate figure, we can say many, few. So these adjectives answers the questions. What questions do they answer? Good. How many or how much? Let's look at some examples. There are many books in my bag. What's the quantitative adjective there? Many. He has 5 apples. 5 is the adjective. And then few people heard the news. What word in that sentence talks about the amount or the quantity? Yes, it's few. Many, 5, and few. Quantitative adjectives such as few, several, many, and some can be classified as indefinite adjectives when they are followed by a noun. Read that again and see if you can remember it. You want me to read it? Okay. Quantitative adjectives such as few, several, many, or some can be classified as indefinite adjectives when they are followed by a noun. An indefinite adjective describes a noun in a non-specific sense. An indefinite adjective is used as an element of uncertainty to describe a noun in a non-specific sense. And the most common, let's look at them. Any, each, you read one and I'll read one. Let's start over. Any, few, much, several, another, little, another again, either, neither, and one. Very good. Examples. She left the house a few minutes ago. So let's move on. Let's look now at interrogative adjectives. Let's read. An interrogative adjective asks a question and must be followed by a noun. So what are the interrogative adjectives? Which, whose, and what? And they must be followed by a noun. Let's look at some examples. What food do you prefer? What is an adjective there? Food is the noun. You seeing it? Let's look at it again. What is the adjective? And it's followed by the noun food. What food do you prefer? Whose pen is it? Tell me, what's the adjective? What's the noun? Very good. Which car is yours? The adjective is which, the noun is car. Whose pencil is on the floor? What's the adjective? Whose? What's the noun? Pencil. Which book is yours? Yes, the one that you're holding is yours. But tell me, what is the adjective and what's the noun? Whose lunch was stolen? Whose is the adjective, lunch is the noun. Good. What are you doing? Very good. What is the adjective? Let's move on again. Demonstrative adjectives. What is the root word of demonstrative? Yes, it's demonstrate. And what do you know demonstrate to mean? Yes, demonstrate means to show. So let's see what is the meaning. Demonstrative adjectives refer to a particular noun. So in other words, they show a particular noun. They demonstrate a particular noun. Are you following me? Let's see some. A demonstrative adjective must be followed by a noun. And some of these demonstrative adjectives are this, that, these, those, such, same. Read that example for me. That book is mine. What is the demonstrative adjective there? So we're thinking. The noun is book. What is referring to the book? What is showing it? What is demonstrating it? Yes, it's that. It's not just a book, it's that book. Put those eggs in the basket. Now, if there were a number of eggs lying all around the house and somebody was pointing, how would you know which eggs they were talking about? Which eggs they were referring to or demonstrated? Because they said, those eggs, and pointed at it. So the adjective there is those, which is demonstrating the noun eggs. Who left these books here? Now think about it. If you had books in front of you, to the right of you, and on a shelf behind you, and your mommy was asking the question, who left these books here? And she was pointing to the books right next to you, not in front of you or on the shelf. Which word demonstrated which book she spoke about? The word these. Are you making the connection? These is a demonstrative adjective. The mango, this mango is sweet. If I said the mango, would you know which mango I'm talking about? No, but I said this mango is sweet. And there is the mango that we're talking about. Yes, I know you want to have it, but maybe you can go and look in the yard for one. So there we have it again. That and book, those and eggs, these and books, this and mango. Now we're going to look at a different type of adjective. Now don't be afraid. Take them down and you can go and do some more research to make sure that you remember each and every one. We're trying to go through all so you can remember as much as possible. A possessive adjective shows possession, what something belongs to or who something belongs to. So let's look now at possessive adjectives. A possessive adjective shows possession. It shows ownership or belonging. And some words that are possessive adjectives are my, his, her, it, our, your, and their. Let's look at some examples. And in these examples, we have to see how it replaces the possessive noun and it comes before the noun. So examples. This is Jack's bicycle. Who's owning that bicycle? Yes, it's Jack. So Jack's is a possessive noun. We can rewrite the sentence and say, this is his bicycle. His now is the possessive adjective. Are you all seeing that? Good. Tom and Jack's class is very bright. Tom and Jack's is a possessive noun. Now look above. What word there can we use to replace Tom and Jack to show possession, to describe the noun based on their possession? Their class is very bright. Very good. And that's the possessive adjective. Let's move on now and let's look at distributive adjectives. Distributive adjectives show whether the noun is taken singly, by itself, or as a group. So it describes what's happening. Is it one person out of the nouns, or is it the entire group of the nouns? Let's see some words that are distributive adjectives. Each, every, either, and neither are all distributive adjectives. So examples, every child has a secret ambition. Because that distributive adjective every is there, we know they're not just talking about one or two children, but they are talking about every child. That's the description there, every. Neither girl knew the answer. What's being described there in terms of distribution? The word neither, very good. He has given each child a gift. So if we know the group of children, because child is the noun, then we will know that each one of them received a gift. Not just some, not just a few. Each child got a gift. So each is a distributive adjective. Neither of the girls is tall. The adjective is neither. Either girl would sing the anthem. So it's a choice. Either of how many ever girls is there can sing the anthem, sorry. And let's finally look at proper adjectives. Proper adjectives are derived from proper nouns. Proper adjectives, just like proper nouns, begin with capital letters. So let's look at an example. The French police arrested a criminal. So French is describing where the police is from. Where is he from? Yes, he's from France. So he's a French police. French there, the proper adjective describes police. And French can also be a proper noun based on how we use it in the sentence. The Chinese workers work very hard. Chinese is the adjective. On the American team, there are many Jamaican members. Can you tell the proper adjective there? You're right, there's more than one. We have American that describes the team, and we have Jamaican that describes some of the members. Finally, most Trinidadian drivers drive carefully. What's the adjective there? That's correct, Trinidadian. And one more. You do this one. The Spanish class was very interesting. What's the noun? And what's the proper adjective describing that noun? It's the word Spanish. So guys, we're coming to an end, and I want to bring back up the wonderful things that you all described earlier. That car, and that sky, and that princess. And adjectives is that part of speech that empowers you to write beautifully, amazingly, spectacular, to describe things better than anybody else. So that when I read your sentences and I close my eyes, I can imagine every single thing that you describe. So what are some of the things that we did and learned today? Simply put, adjectives are words that describe nouns or pronouns. And we learned about different types of adjectives: descriptive, quantitative, interrogative, demonstrative, possessive, distributive, and proper adjectives. Now that you know and you've remembered, I want to see you writing a lot better, more descriptive and interesting sentences. Until next time we meet, take care.